Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dig into the source material so you don't have to. Today, we're looking at a team that will really flip the script on how people see them nationally. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, we've got a stack of analysis here, power rankings, the whole 9 yards, all trying to figure out why their big Week 5 win wasn't just, another W, it was something more. Our job today, figure out why this one win suddenly made everyone see the Jags as the real deal.
And it really was a signature moment. You can't overstate it. We're talking Monday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right, the gold standard.
Exactly. You go into Arrowhead or wherever they're playing and beat that team, maybe the best over the last, 5-6 years. That gets eyeballs. That earns instant respect. But the key thing, and you see this in the analysis, it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't like the Chiefs just laid an egg. It was how the Jaguars won, under pressure. That's what impressed people. So now, bang, they're 4-1. And people are talking AFC South leaders, sure, but also like a real threat in the whole AFC. It's a big shift.
Okay, let's focus on that under pressure part. Because looking at the game, the start was rough. The sources definitely highlight that. They went down 14-0 fast.
Yeah, against the Chiefs, that's often game over, right? It feels like climbing a mountain.
So how did they handle it? Because usually you see teams maybe start pointing fingers or trying Hail Marys too early.
Well, that's the interesting bit. The analysis points straight to the sideline. Leadership. No panic. None. Not from head coach Liam Cohen. Not from Trevor Lawrence. They're specifically called out, for keeping the team focused, disciplined, which maybe for a team that hasn't quite reached that elite status yet, that's huge. The message was clear. Stay calm. We're in this.
Okay, composure is one thing, but you need points. 14 points down, composure doesn't magically fix that.
No, it doesn't, but it sets the stage. And Lawrence immediately followed that calm with action. He got the offense clicking. 2 really good drives, methodical, tied the game up before the half.
That's huge resilience.
Right.
On the road, against that team, shows some real growth, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Speaks volumes about their maturity this season. But, like you said, the Chiefs can score in 30 seconds, so the offense gets them back to even, fine. But the defense, they had to show up too, right?
Yeah. The sources must talk about the D.
Oh, yeah. Big time. They talked about getting huge stops on third down, momentum tillers that kept the game tied, kept Mahomes off the field for stretches. But then there was the play, the one that really flipped the script.
Okay. Let's hear it. The game changer.
Pure defense. Second half, Chiefs are driving, looking like they might take the lead back, maybe punch it in deep in Jags territory, and boom, interception.
Okay.
And not just an interception. He took it all the way back. Pick 6. To the house.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Calling that the play of the game almost undersells it. That's a massive swing, like a potential 14-point swing right there.
Totally devastating for the Chiefs and for the Jags. Just pure adrenaline, pure belief. That was the moment, where it felt like Jacksonville really took control, emotionally and on the scoreboard.
They still had to close it out, though.
Right. It wasn't over just then. The sources confirm Lawrence had one more drive. Under pressure again, game on the line. Needed a touchdown. And he delivered. Got them the 31-28 win, a comeback against the Chiefs. That's how you earn legitimacy. Fast.
And that legitimacy showed up immediately in the national view. Let's shift to that, the measurable impact. We've got some numbers here.
We do. Connor Orr at Sports Illustrated. His power rankings right after the game tell a pretty clear story.
Okay, so before that Monday night game, where did he have the Jags?
Number 20. Middle of the pack. Decent team, maybe fringe playoff contender.
And after beating the Chiefs.
Up to number 16. Jumped 4 spots. Now, 4 spots might not sound like a revolution, but mid-season, after one game, that's actually a pretty big deal in those rankings.
Right. It means the analysts are basically saying, okay, wait, we had these guys wrong. They're better than we thought, pushing them past 4 other teams.
Exactly. It's hard evidence of that respect being earned. It's a real vote of confidence.
But digging into Orr's analysis, the thing that really jumped out, maybe even more than the ranking, was what he said about the running back, Travis Etienne.
Yeah, that was surprising, wasn't it? The focus really shifted there, or seemed almost like taken aback by how Etienne played.
Yeah.
He actually said, and this quote really stands out, "I don't know that I've ever seen Travis Etienne look like this in the NFL."
Wow. That's strong. What does look like this mean in this context? Just breaking runs or?
It seemed to be more about consistency, power, the ability to really control the tempo, not just the home run threat, but grinding out yards, moving the chains, killing the clock. Essential stuff when you're in a dogfight with an offense like KC's.
Okay.
And this observation about Etienne, this sort of sudden dominance, it ties directly into the bigger strategic picture that Orr sketched out. The Kuhn blueprint, let's call it.
Right, this is where it gets really interesting about the long-term plan under Liam Cohen, the new offensive coordinator. Let's break that down. The analysis mentions some worries, potentially, about the passing game pieces.
Yeah, specifically two guys they've invested heavily in, Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas. High draft picks, receivers expected to be, the future pillars for Trevor Lawrence. The potential issue raised is just, well, how quickly do they develop? What if it takes time?
So the hypothetical is,
Yeah.
what if those guys don't explode onto the scene right away? What if Hunter takes a while to get going? What if Thomas hits a sophomore slump? Something like that. Does the whole plan fall apart?
And that's where the run game comes back in. This is the core idea from the source. Or suggests that even if those receivers plateau for a bit, if the Jags can consistently run the ball like they did against the Chiefs, with Etienne looking like this,
then that supports Lawrence anyway.
exactly. If that run game can buoy Trevor Lawrence perpetually, that's the quote, then that itself is seen as a massive win for the regime, strategically.
Let's unpack massive win, though. It's not just finding another way to move the ball. It sounds like it's about stability.
Yes, stability, de-risking the whole operation. Think about it. If you have a dominant run game, your entire offense doesn't live or die based on whether your young receivers become superstars overnight, which is, let's be honest, always a bit of a gamble.
Right. It takes pressure off Lawrence. He doesn't have to be perfect or carry everything if the run game is consistently churning out yards and controlling the clock.
Precisely. It provides a foundation. Ball control, consistency. It's maybe less flashy than banking everything on airing it out, but it could be a much more sustainable way to build a winner. It's pragmatic.
And makes them tougher to prepare for, I imagine, if you suddenly have to respect the run that much.
Totally. True balance. If you can beat the Chiefs by leaning on the ground game when you need to, that's the kind of respect they earned in Week 5. That's the new perception.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, 1 week doesn't make a season. The sources mentioned they've got the Seahawks coming up in Week 6. Another test, right? Got to keep proving it.
Always another test in this league. But yeah, the narrative has definitely shifted. It feels different now.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the key takeaways from this deep dive, the reasons for this national respect shift for the Jags. First, obviously, beating the Chiefs. Primetime. Huge stage.
Yep. Second, the way they won. Coming back from 14 down, the composure from Cohen and Lawrence, and that massive defensive touchdown, the pick six. Resilience.
And third, maybe the most significant piece for the future, is establishing Travis Etienne as this, dominant, reliable running threat. Something that can potentially carry the offense.
Which leads us to that final thought, that question the analysis leaves us with. If the run game is now seen as strong enough to consistently support Lawrence, even if the young star receivers take time.
Then what does that mean for the team's philosophy?
Exactly. You have to ask, is this a fundamental shift under Cohen? Are they moving towards a model where the power run game is the bedrock, maybe lessening the reliance on hitting home runs with those high draft picks in the passing game immediately? Is the future built more on grinding it out than just airing it out?
That's the big strategic question to watch, isn't it? Based on what the analysts are seeing now.
It really is. Something for you to definitely keep an eye on in Week 6 and beyond.
A really interesting angle to consider. All right, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Hope you feel instantly up to speed.